Bang. Oops. Oh, God. That's better. And might as well put the camera on, shall I? Ooh, there's that hot face. Alright, okay. Alright, hi everybody, and welcome to a Minecraft stream. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? We've got 4 people in. 4 people on the server. Me, Liquid, Sticks, and Gunner. Liquid has the most deaths, as you can see there, which is a bit of a shame, but, well, what can I say? The numbers don't lie.
Fuck's sakes.
Yeah, what's the matter?
Tried to get Twitch up on my second screen. I forgot I got to reset my fucking Twitch password.
What's the matter? You alright? Are you okay? You alright there? Okay. Want a hug? Give the Sticks a hug. Ah, a bare-chested hug. Ah, there you go. Give me the, oh my God. Oh, you don't want the sword out, do you? Oh. Right. Okay. Business time. It's business time. Right. So hi. Well, everyone really. Snike, Revan. I'm not going to go down everyone's names. That's just a silly idea. So anyway, right, so let's get down to business immediately. We're going to mess around for an hour. I mean, I'm going to explain now. I'll probably explain this a couple of times throughout the stream because people are probably going to trickle in and out. So yeah. But what I will do now is explain a little bit about what we're doing, why we're making a new world, because when this one is so beautiful, and explaining how you can apply to join in the new world and what you need to be able to do, what rules there are, and what questions you need to answer, right? So basically, we'll start first with the reason. Basically, we're blaming it all on Sticks because he's... no, I mean, it's part of the reason. I mean, obviously, there were originally 3 of us, and Sticks moved in with his girlfriend, and so he hasn't been able to play games as much as he used to. I mean, he used to play like almost nightly like us. But since he moved in, he can only really play Mondays and Wednesdays. So it would end up... Oh, hello. Wow. Jeez, I wasn't expecting that. It would end up basically just being me and Liquid. And we kind of... And so there was that reason. And then there was also the fact that... what the fuck was that? Oh, I think that was dogs shitting. Did someone feed the dogs?
No, I didn't.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I'm sure I just heard dog shit. So anyway, yeah, it basically, it would be me and Liquid. And then we kind of, you know, we were kind of talking about coming back to Minecraft, and well, I noted mainly. I was showing Gunner around the server one night or something, and it was lagging a bit, like graphics lag, you know, and it's that damn mob trap. It's too big, and then I noted that basically we've learned quite a lot since making this world. Well, partly about performance issues. I mean, I'm getting performance issues right now. I mean, I think my frame rate's down to, well, it's down to 50 and 20, 30. It keeps fluctuating, and it's when I look at that trap. When I look away, frame rate goes up to... Oh, it's still down to 70. I don't know what's going on. But it's not just the frame rate, as in, like, a 20 to 30 frame rate. It's not that. It's actually jerky. You probably won't notice it from the video, but it is. So, I was talking about basically reducing the size of the mob trap. And then we kind of got talking, and we were like, well, Sticks isn't going to be joining us. It's just going to be the 2 of us. I was like, how about... Because I always wanted to actually have people join us from the stream. So we kind of just thought more and more about it, and we were just like, well, how about we just save this world, potentially come back to it if we need to later on, and make a new world, and just, you know, use what we've learned here, and, you know, be better, essentially, more efficient, because we don't need a mob trap as big as it is. But me and Liquid have argued a bit about how big it would be. But anyway, enough about that. Basically, we thought, well, we'll use this as an opportunity to get some more players in, because it might be a lot of fun, you know, build a little bit of community with some people that aren't noobs, you know. We don't want noobs in, you know, because no one likes a noob, do they? So that was the kind of idea. I mean, obviously, I'm just joking. I mean, if you don't know better than Wolves, then you're still welcome to join, but we would rather you have at least watched a few of the streams and have an idea about what you're in for, because Better Than Wolves is very, very, very different to vanilla Minecraft. I mean, it might not seem so different now when you're watching this, but in the early game especially, it's a huge challenge. It still is now, actually, but it's a huge challenge. So it's best if you know kind of what you're doing, at least what the mod is about, you know. Now, more specifically, the plan for the server, when we get some people in, we want about 10 people in. I mean, under that's fine, but we don't really want to go over 10 people if we can help it. We already have 5. Me, Liquid, Gunner, and, well, Styx gets a special invite because, obviously, you know, he's part of the team. He's part of the, what's the word that these kids use at work these days? My workplace, they use it. Squad, that's it. He's part of the squad.
Oh.
These kids at work, they use the word squad now. Oh, he's in the squad.
So they're not crews anymore?
No, they're squads now.
Yeah.
And apparently I'm part of one of their squads, so I was like, oh, great, I really feel privileged. It's a great achievement. I'd like to thank my parents and God for getting me here and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, Styx is part of the squad. Even though he's not going to be on that much, he still gets a special invite. So I don't know if he counts as one player yet or not, I'm not sure. But basically, we're looking for about six extra people. Now, what's going to happen in the early days of the world, we're going to be communal. So everything's going to be shared. We're going to be together. We're going to survive together because we're thinking strength in numbers and all that. I'm purposely not reading the chat right now because I don't want to get sidetracked of what I have to say. So I will answer any questions afterwards. Unless you guys on Mumble right now are reading the chat and there's any important questions come up, then just interrupt us. So basically, yeah, it's going to be communal. For the first few days until we get a stable food system. So if any of you know better than wolves, until we get some like a stable form of source of eggs and pumpkin seeds. So basically, we're going to need a mini pumpkin farm, enough to feed, you know, maybe get like, I don't know, 10 to 20 chickens on the go. So we've got a nice steady supply of eggs. Eggs is possibly one of the most basic food sources in the game and one of the most early renewable food sources you get. So once we get eggs, we think that's a good milestone to then split off and go our own separate ways. Now, we don't want to be going miles away from spawn because that kind of ruins hardcore spawn, and I don't want to go into that right now, but you can read about it if you need to. So we don't want everyone to be miles away, but we want everyone to be far enough away so that, you know, you're not encroaching on other people's territories. But with that said, the fact that we'll be going solo, you're free to team up with each other and do whatever you want. I mean, me and Liquid's going to be building together, but it is basically going to be just me and Liquid building our own little town, kind of like this world. But having other people in the world is going to make it a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more immersive and all that stuff. Adventures will be done together, so like if we go mining and stuff, everyone will be welcome to come along, and anyone that we do go mining with, you basically just have a rule where you just split the profits. So, you know, you go mining for iron or well, whatever you get, you split the valuable stuff between however many people are there. And same with, like, if you're going looking for villagers, if you're going looking for carrots or potatoes and stuff like that, then you split the proceeds and all that, you know. So I mean that's pretty much a given. It's all common sense stuff, really. Now I'll stop now to answer questions.
Psycho was asking real quick about how to make stuff. I told him about the crafting guide.
Oh, right. Oh, I got Get to the Chopper fix as well. I got the follow announcement. So, yeah. Yay. Right. About building... Oh, yeah, about building... making stuff. Yeah, craft guide is literally... Well, I'll show you now. Shit, what's the button for craft guide? There it is. Craft guide is basically... It does what it says in the tin, really. It shows you every recipe for every in the actual game, including the mod. So if you open it up, it's default like that. You can search. Yeah, you can search set item. You can search by, well, you can click the icon, or you can search by name. So I can put in like string, string. And it'll get string. I can click that and it'll show me all the recipes involving string. So for instance, it shows you how to make a bow. It shows you how to make a composite bow. It shows you how to make a fishing rod. Because some of the vanilla recipes are different. So obviously you need an iron nugget for a fishing rod in this. So it's little things like that that you basically have to be aware of. There's a lot of things different from vanilla. So it helps if you basically just forget all about vanilla and treat it like a new game. So that's Craft Guide in a nutshell. I mean, when you install it, you'll understand. You'll see how it works. It's pretty easy. I mean, you can see how it's working. Shows you all the recipes involving things. So stone, all the recipes involving stone and stuff. So, yeah. Can I get off there? There we go. Was there any other questions? Hippy dippy community. Yeah, in the beginning it will be. Hi, popcorn. Right. Yeah. Okay. We might build communal buildings later on because, I mean, basically what's going to happen is we want to kind of split off as soon as we can, really. I mean, because, you know, basically the reason we've done it like that is because everyone has their own individual build styles. Some people don't build aesthetically, other people do. I don't want to have a big communal town because I basically don't want to become Hitler, because that's basically what happens.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've tried it before where I've had a communal town and I'm too controlling. I want things to look a certain way. And, you know, that's not what Minecraft's about. You should be free to do what you want. So that's the only answer basically is to, you know, have your own area. You can do whatever you want to it. Well, within reason. There are a few rules because of the way Better Than Wolves is, and I'll get into them shortly. But basically, yeah, I mean, you know, suffice to say, everyone has different build styles. Me and Liquid have very similar build styles, so, you know, as you can see from the town, we're pretty on the same wavelength. So that's why we're teaming up. But yeah, so you guys is free to do whatever you want. Now, we probably will go back at some point a little bit later on and kind of build a little communal town. Or, you know, we can help people with their own stuff. I mean, that's not an invitation to say, oh, Mesh, how do I do this? How do I do that? And stuff. I'm not a tech support, and I'm not mod support. I mean, you know, you'll have Craft Guide. It'll explain that. There will be tutorials out there. There is a wiki as well. So with those things combined, you will literally be able to just, you know, pretty much do. I don't mind answering the odd question here or there, but I don't want to be spending my night literally as tech support. You know, I don't mean that to come off as mean. That's just the way I am. I'm not tech support. So with that said, you know, we are up for helping people with like projects and stuff like that, because I know mechanical power can be tough to get used to, and redstone. So I mean, I'm all up for that. I do enjoy a bit of mechanical power puzzles to solve and stuff like that. It's a very challenging mod basically. So if you're up for a challenge, then you might want to check it out anyway, even if you don't want to come on the server. Now, the questions, if you want to join the server, I'll read you out the questions real quick, just the kind of stuff we want answers to, just so we can get a gauge of the kind of player you are and stuff like this. We've kind of gone through other servers on the Better Than Wolves forums, and I've cherry-picked the best questions that they have been asking. So this is kind of a combination of their questions. First of all, we'll need your Minecraft name and your Twitch username. That's a given, just so, you know, we can see who you are.
We'll also need your bank details and your sort code.
Yeah, we need to transfer the Ugandan dollars. We want your age as well, because preferably we want people over 20. At a push, we'll take people over 18, but we don't really want people under 18. So sorry if you're under 18, but, you know, we're all men, and we're like really old and set in our ways, and we don't want these young upstarts coming in and just, you know, ruining everything with their immature ways. But yeah. So yeah, basically, I'll say over 18 because, you know, yeah, basically over 18. But that doesn't mean you can lie about your age, because you do need mumble, so we will be able to tell. So if your balls haven't dropped yet, you're out here. So we also want to know how often will you be able to play on the server, because we do want people who are going to play quite regular. We want to know why you want to play on the server. We want to know why you like the Better Than Wolves mod and why you want to play Better Than Wolves. We also want to know how much Better Than Wolves experience you do have. Don't worry about if you can't remember these questions, because I'm going to upload, well, I have uploaded actually, this little text file. I've uploaded so you can basically fill it in and you'll email it to me as an attachment. That's how you're going to apply to go on the server. Yeah, so how much experience do you have in Better Than Wolves? What comes first, pretty or functionality? Interesting, thought-provoking questions. What kind of biome is your preferred building land? You know, extreme hills, swamp, jungle, etc. But I tell you what, when you install Better Than Wolves, jungle won't be your preferred biome for long. How do you like building your bases, i.e. underground, like a big city, houses, a fortress, or one big laboratory building thing? And mob trap or mining? That's a question in its own. So they're the questions. Some of them are just fun. Some of them are basically just to get an insight into kind of player you are. So they'll be the ones that you'll have to answer, and you'll have to send the text file to me. So I'll link that in there now. That's the link if you want to download that. It's in a zip file. It's just a notepad text file. And the questions are in there. Just write your answers under, and then just email them to me at mesh@macandmesh.co.uk. My email address... is it? No, it's not. My email address should be somewhere, but it's mesh@macandmesh.co.uk. If you go to macandmesh.co.uk, I think that's the website still up, and it's on there under the contact, so you can get it from there. But it's pretty easy to remember. So yeah, any more questions so far?
Do Kalahulvos, apologise if I said your name wrong. Do they also need their resumes, their CVs?
No. No, that's not even a serious question. He's being silly.
Hey, it could be serious.
It's not serious because, come on. My maximum age... There is no maximum age limit. You can be 95 if you want, as long as you can still hold a mouse and a keyboard. Yeah. Does that mean no young hot chicks? Well, if by young you mean under 18, then yes, that means no young hot chicks. Because, we don't want to be arrested for Minecraft underage textual relations. Right, okay.
Are we open to all races and religions?
No blacks.
Okay.
Is that all right to say? That's all right, yeah? No blacks and no Jews, is that okay? We operate a strict anti-Semite server. You know what, right? Actually, I'll go into a mini rant. Why does the term anti-Semite exist? Why does it exist? That pisses me right off. Why does it even exist? Because there's no word for being anti-Christian or anti-Muslim or anti-Sikh. There's only one word that describes you if you take the piss out of a Jewish person for their religion. So why does anti-Semite exist? I don't like it. I think it's annoying. I don't like the word. That's just a personal opinion I've just thrown in there for good measure. But yeah, so anyway, you don't have to answer these questions in the chat, by the way, because I'll not be noting this down. So if you want to apply, you literally do have to download the text file and answer it and then email it to me. So yeah. But obviously I was joking about the no blacks, just in case there are people out there with no sense of humour. I'm not racist. Everyone's welcome, clearly, as long as you're over 18. That's the definitely Hitler mesh. Yeah, actually, that sounds like it, doesn't it? Right. So anyway, I'll continue. The rules now. Let's get on to the rules. Well, first of all, I mean, you need Mumble, because... Well, I haven't decided exactly yet. I mean, it'd be nice to have Mumble, because I do have a public Mumble server now. I just rented one. So you're free to come. I'm not going to put the information in chat now because I'll probably get people joining and it'll just be annoying. But I'm going to have a public Mumble server. You don't have to keep the details to yourself. Anyone is free to join. There are private channels. I've got all the channels set up. There are private channels. There's public channels and there's stuff like that. I'll add more if it needs to be, but I can't imagine it's going to be that popular. But if you you can use it for anything you want as well. Like if you just need somewhere to talk, if you want to talk to each other, feel free to log in. Like it's a public Mesh's Corner Mumble server. But like I say, I'm not going to post it right now because I want to get this stream sorted. So yeah, we'll be wanting people in Mumble when we are streaming. Maybe when we're playing as well, but sometimes I do like to play and I can't be asked to talk. So in that instance, I might just be in a private channel or whatever, and But sometimes it's good if you've got people on. You can hop in, you can chat. It's a lot easier than typing. I don't like typing, especially in Minecraft, because the way I've got it set up, because I use TGFH, I have a special program that changes my S key to the Shift key and the Shift key to the S key. Don't ask us why. It's about shift stacks and shit. So if I have to type, quite often the S won't come out, and it's awkward to type in the game for me, basically. So I prefer to chat. So yeah, there is that. Get Mumble if you can. Right, rules are some of them are pretty standard. Some of them aren't. No griefing, no cheating, and no stealing. That much is a given. I mean, I think that's on every server. Basically, don't steal other people's stuff. Respect other people's belongings and other people's buildings. Don't grief them, and obviously don't cheat. You know, like use X-ray mods and shit like that. Even though most of them don't actually work with Better Than Wolves anyway. Don't try it because you're just cheating yourself. And I'd imagine anyone who wants to join the server and play Better Than Wolves is interested in the challenge anyway, because that's what it's about. However, with the stealing thing, there is a caveat in that stolen items will not be returned. So if someone's stolen a stack of iron off you, I'm sorry, but it's tough. I will try and root out the person who's done it. There are a couple of methods I have to do that, but obviously I'm not going to disclose them because they're secret. But yeah, don't come to me and basically say, "Oh, I've had like 64 iron stolen. I want it thingied," because that won't happen. Because there's no way for me to know whether that's true or not. These are getting specific for the server, but basically, trees that you chop down, replant them. We operate a renewable server, and we don't want basically great big swathes of chopped down trees, unless you're specifically clearing for just construction, of course. And also, chop down the whole tree. Don't leave floating logs. These are all pretty bog standard rules I've always had in my servers because we want to keep the world looking nice. We don't want floating trees around. That just looks shit.
What about stumps?
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but when you chop down trees, it's usually a good idea. I mean, this is if you're not going to replant them. It's usually a good idea to leave one log sticking out the ground as a tree stump, because not only does it serve as a waypoint for getting back to your base when you die, because when you die, you get spawned at a random location. That's where hardcore spawn is. But it looks kind of cool. So, you know, within reason, I mean, obviously don't clear out full forests and leave just stumps, but use your kind of common sense. You know, preferably we would, if you're going to a forest, chop down trees, replant them so that someone else that comes along has some trees to chop down as well. Respect other people's property. Don't change or adjust their buildings in any way without permission. Again, common sense, you know. Like, you know, if you come across someone who has a wall around their town, find the door. Don't just hack through the wall and then replace it. Even though no one will know if you've done it. You know, it's just polite. Don't build near other players without permission. The rule of thumb is, I'd imagine, like, well, it's hard to explain because of the distances, the way they work in the game, but your view distance, I'll go up to the top, actually. Anything that's going to just spoil someone's view and stuff, you know, who's breaking down the doors?
It was a zombie hitting a trapdoor.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Basically, if you can see from here to that gateway tower over there, don't build within that kind of distance. Like I say, use your common sense there, but I like my place at least to be picturesque. So I don't want someone's great big penis tower out in the front. I don't want people building penis towers as well. That constitutes griefing as far as I'm concerned, and I will be tearing them down. But yeah, so don't do that. Obviously, I'm reading out all the rules now, so it's going to sound like a big Nazi server, but it's not. Like, all these are just common sense. It might be a good idea to label your buildings. So, like, you know, if you put a sign down basically where you're building, or on the side of one of your buildings, just to say, oh, this is such and such a place, just so so people who want to build near you, or people who want to like help you out or note something, can actually address you by name and say, oh, by the way, your house here or whatever, can I build near it or whatever. So it's nice to label your building so people know what it is, whose it is. Now, getting specific about the mod, and you might not even know what this is, but basically for performance reasons, bloodwood trees must be contained and they can't be allowed to grow out of control. Basically, bloodwood trees in the nether, if you plant them, they keep growing. Branches keep appearing, so that they'll grow, but then they'll just keep adding on. Now, you need to encase them in a great big cobblestone wall. It needs to be like 2 blocks thick, and that encases bloodwood. You can't let it run riot because it literally does grind the server to a halt. And essentially, if someone does that, we're going to have to delete the nether and restart it. So, for the interests of the community, basically, you need to contain your bloodwood trees. Is there any questions in here? Are you guys keeping an eye on the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't kill other people's animals. Yeah, that's a given. That's about other people's property. If there's an animal in an area, just don't kill it. you know, just don't kill them. I mean, that's yeah, and yeah, that's the email address mesh@macandmesh.co.uk. Don't yeah. I mean, I think all that is covered in no griefing, no cheating, no stealing. I mean, don't take anyone's stuff without their permission. And griefing is anything to do with altering their landscape, the landscape that they've clearly marked for their area, the landscape that's quite near them as well. You know, altering that is griefing as well. I mean, obviously, chopping trees down doesn't count. You can chop trees down around their place as long as you replant them. You know, just respect their area. Basically, that I mean, it's pretty common sense. I'm happy to welcome. I mean, yeah, I'm happy to welcome anyone who's going to give it a bloody good go. Definitely. I mean, you don't need experience. I've only asked that as a question, just basically for my own personal information. If you're brand new to the mod, feel free to apply. I mean, it's not a problem because I mean, well, yeah. I mean, it's fairly easy. It's easy to learn, difficult to master. That's kind of what you can. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's quite difficult to learn. It's just difficult all around. The whole idea behind the mod is to represent a challenge. Because a guy made this who basically was sick of the game getting easier and easier and more tailored for kids. Which, let's be honest, that's what it's been doing. And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously, kids are their main demographic. So they've tailored the game for kids. But people like us, who are grown-ass men who still want to play the game and enjoy it, that's what Better Than Wolves is for. It's for us who enjoy a challenge, and my god, it's a challenge. And if you didn't see the early streams that I did, then, you know, watch those, and it's tough. We make it look a little bit easier because obviously we're veterans, we really know the mod very well, but I defy anyone to survive 3 days on their first playthrough without actually looking up tutorials and stuff. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't survive 3 days. You'd die. It's just one of those things. You would. It's part of the learning curve. So anyway, I'll continue with the rules. Label your buildings. Oh yeah, well, there's just one more. Blight must be contained as well. Do not use it if you don't know what you're doing. I can't stress that enough because Blight can ruin worlds, basically. I'm not even going to explain what Blight is. If you've played the mod, you'll know. I don't want to even give anyone ideas because that will constitute griefing the world and that'll just be bannable, basically. Blight must be contained because it lives up to its namesake. It is a blight on the world. Basically, I'll explain what it does. It spreads through grass and dirt, and it basically infects it, and it spreads like mycelium, but it spreads faster. And what happens is you can't grow anything on it. You can't grow grass. You can't grow plants. You can't grow trees. Nothing. You can't farm it, as far as I know. You can't do anything. And once it starts spreading, it's very difficult to stop. It's a world killer, potentially, depending on how far it's spread. So don't use it if you don't know what you're doing. And I'll probably pull people aside and explain, you know, what it is. But I mean, it's very, very. I mean, that's not until end game, so you don't have to worry about it really. That's really far into the mod. So you don't have to worry about that really, but it's in there just as a rule. Recommended mods, craft guide, and my John Smith mixture texture pack, which is what you see here. The links are both in the text file that you'll download right at the bottom. Craft guide there. I've just linked directly to the zip file that you need because there are a lot of different versions of it, but you need a specific version for Better Than Wolves. I'll not be instructing you how to install Better Than Wolves, but I will direct you to the forum. In fact, I'll do that now, because there is somewhere in the forum that explains how to install it, isn't there? Tech support. How to correctly install Better Than Wolves. I think that's it. I mean, it's a sticky, so... Is that for the new launcher? The new MC version. I think that's it. So that's the I think that's the thread for how to install it on the new the new thing. The new launcher. Oh no, hold on, that's for a server. Hold on a second, ignore that one. Where the hell is the one for the new launcher? Can anyone find it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Right, ignore that last one. That's the one you need if you want to install it. Yeah, that's the one you need. Cheers for the follow, cheers. It's good. I can see when people follow now. That's canny. So that's it. That's your lot. So yeah. Any more questions? It probably helps if you don't know the basics of Minecraft, really, because this is so far removed. It's basically a total conversion now, rather than being a mod for the game. I am aiming to do backups. The server that we use... a bit more about the server itself. It's going to be 1 gig for the start. But if it needs it, I am prepared to be upgrading it to 2 gig. Any more than that, we're going to basically have to be talking about people pitching in, the players. But we'll talk... I mean, we can discuss that further down the line. It's not going to be a requirement, but basically... you know, it starts getting pricey if you start talking about adding more RAM. So, you know, if there's a lot, 10 people in, I don't know what we'll have to start doing. We're going to start off as a gig with the potential of going to 2 gig. But like I say, if we need more than that, then we'll have to start talking about people donating. But, you know, I don't like talking about donations. I don't like basically asking people for money. But in this case, I'll make an exception because it would literally be having to shell more of my money out for the server because of the people that are in, you know. I mean, 1 gig's fine for the 3 of us. That's not a problem. And we've just basically shared the cost ourselves. And we don't mind doing that, but if we need more memory, then yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to basically chip in. We're talking like maybe a couple of quid a month. We're not talking like a tenner a month or something, because it's quite cheap, the server hoster I'm on. Now, because it's quite cheap, they don't do automatic backups. So I'm going to have to basically get in the habit of backing up the server, either every day or every time I finish playing. That's going to be the general rule of thumb for me. Every time I finish playing, I'm going to back up the server. So if someone does get griefed, I will consider restoring a backup. But depending on the circumstances, I might just basically go into creative and help rebuild. But I don't really want to get into that. I'll basically handle that on a case-by-case basis. If it does get to that. What nights these will be on? I mean, when we were streaming Minecraft, it was almost every night. I don't expect everyone to be on every night because I know people have lives. I mean, I do as well. So it's not going to be set nights. But, that's another thing. Did I miss that one out? Don't go to the Nether. You can't go to the Nether on your own, and you can't go to the End on your own. That's going to be an event. I mean, obviously, once we've been once, then you feel free to go as much as you want. But the actual inaugural visit to the Nether, it's going to be an event that we stream that I'll plan beforehand. Everyone who's on the server will know about it, so they can make preparations. I normally plan them a week in advance when I do that, so you've got time to basically make sure. Now, to a certain extent, I'll kind of adjust the days to fit around people's schedules if we need to. So we'll sort that out with the people that actually become part of the server. And yeah, so that'll be fine. But yeah, so that's another rule. You can't go to the Nether until we all kind of it's a bit of a bottleneck. So until we all kind of get that, we do ask that you don't do that, because we want that to be a stream and an event. So that'd be quite good. I didn't read that message, so I don't know what he said.
Yes, follow my channel.
Oh yeah. Get out. Bullshit. So yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I think that's all. I mean, what about you guys? You got anything to say?
No, you just covered absolutely everything.
I mean, don't be a twat. Yeah, that's a given as well. Don't be a twat. We reserve the right to ban anyone for being a twat. Basically, I mean, clearly, I reserve the right to ban anyone at any time. I mean, that is my prerogative as a server hoster. And general all-round dictator. So, you know, but I'm assuming everyone kind of knew that. I'll try and get bullshit to play in the game when I kick anyone. But yeah. What about the unsolicited breeding with other people's villages? Well, I mean, it's not difficult to ask permission. I mean, it would be better just for safety's sake if you didn't do that until they're on, so they can basically give you a hand with it and, make sure everything's all right. Because it's very easy things to go wrong when you're breeding villages. I mean, if they've got them, cordoned off in a little hotel like we do, and I'll show you that now. Letting them out to breed and stuff. What the hell is this about? What are you doing? That's griefing. That's griefing. Get off.
We're doing the conga.
So yeah, how low can you go? So yeah, if they've got their villages in a hotel like this, then obviously you're gonna have to destroy this to get them out and to breed them. So yeah, wait until they're on. Basically, like I say, if you're unsure about anything, it's probably because it's going to constitute breaking one of the rules, like griefing. I mean, if you have to break that block to get them out, that's griefing, essentially. Each thing as it comes, but just ask permission. It's not difficult. People are going to be on regular, because if they're not on regular, we are going to have to make a place for someone who is going to be on regular. And by regular, I mean twice a week. I don't think that's too much to ask. Twice a week, just log in. But I mean, it's not like we're a raiding guild and wow, I'm not going to be like, you will be kicked. I mean, if you go on holiday, you know what I mean? Clearly, it's not a problem. But we are asking for people who are going to play regular, because otherwise, what's the point in joining? We're going to be playing regular. We're going to be really into the game. We're going to be playing almost every night, or every other night at least. Because when we get into Minecraft, we hammer it hard. So, we're going to be on. So, I mean, we just want people who are going to be on quite often, because we want to build a community. We can't build a community with people that aren't there. So I think that's pretty much a given. Where's that? Right. Anything else? Oh, you have to. No, you have to go to the. You have to come with us. You can't just, stay out. Because it's a lot of fun. Going to the Nether the first time is a lot of fun. I mean, everyone dies. Like, everyone dies. It's ridiculous. I mean, if you remember when we went to the Nether the first time on this world, I think we all did die, didn't we? Or was it just me?
No,
Styx died straight
Styx.
away.
Yeah.
Styx died straight away. And then I died after about an hour. I don't think you died, Liquid, did you?
No, but I just
You
hid in
came
a
back
hole.
up.
Yeah.
I hid in a hole and then came back up just to bring the stuff. Is there a size limit in blocks for anyone's chosen area? No. No, but I mean, be reasonable. You can't expect to claim an entire forest, and be courteous to other people. I mean, if they want to build, over the hill or something, then like it's as long as you haven't got plans. I mean, generally, I don't know how anyone else does it, but generally, when I select an area for building, I kind of get plans like, oh, that hill there, I'll do something with that, and that river there, I'm going to build something next to that and stuff like that. So if someone coming along is encroaching on those plans, then just politely tell them, look, I've got plans for that area, and so likewise, because of that, you probably don't want to really settle too close to anyone else anyway, because you don't know what their plans are, and you want to be able to expand your land as well, so you'll have ideas for where you want to build. So you don't want to be too close to someone else, because you're kind of going to be fighting for the area. But that's not to say that you can't reach some kind of agreement. Well, maybe you have a little communal project. I mean, you can, if you both want a river, you can like build a bridge across to each other, and you can kind of share the land. I mean, if you want. I mean, this is all. It's all up in the air. I mean, you can do whatever you want between yourselves, as long as you come to an agreement. But personally, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want anyone building near us. But like I said, near is such a relative term. So, we'd have to basically sort that out. So if in doubt, just ask. And then, they can turn around and say, well, yeah, of course, yeah, go for it. I got no plans for that area. Or, no, sorry, I want to build a windmill there. Or I want to build a torture chamber there for the villagers or something, So, yeah. Password reset. Who's that? Oh, it's Gunner. Is that Gunner, is it? Oh,
Yeah, it's me.
I can't see because you got that horrible blue colour. I hate that blue colour. I'm trying to ban it.
Oh, alright,
I
I'll change it. I'll change it just for you then.
Well, I don't mind now. I can't read it because it's a dark grey background. When you go to theatre mode, it makes it a dark grey background, and I cannot read it because of the blue. It's a weird. It's the only colour you can't read. I need to sort that out. So anyway, just to paste the link. There's the link to the server application text file. So if you want to take that and have a look, then great, do it. And that's it, really. So I'm going to end the stream now, and I'm going to restart the stream again, and we'll just keep chatting. But because I want to end that stream so I can put that on YouTube. So anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. And if you do have any questions, feel free to email me. It's mesh@markandmesh.co.uk. And like I say, the link is in the chat there. The link for the application will also be in the description, but of the video. I'm going to do a short vlog before this anyway when I put it on YouTube, so I'll sort that out later. Anyway, thanks guys. If you're on the stream, just stay tuned. I'm going to start a stream straight away. All right. See you later. Does everyone want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.